Welcome everybody. I welcome everybody back to my nice and beautiful program here. And the thing is now, I want you guys to understand a bit of nice and beautiful communicational skills today. Whereas there's a big fog outside of my house, which means it's very cold. So I want to make sure that you guys understand something. I want you guys to be getting some ideas today. I want you guys to be very much learning much more about everything. And I want you to understand my voice is deeper. Whereas my voice has gone deeper. So I feel greater. See, anyway, my voice is now better. But the thing is, guys, about the nice and beautiful communicational skills of being able to have yourself an audio program once you wake up is the best thing for you. And why is that? Because once you wake up right away, the nice and beautiful act of being able to help people right away in the morning with some words or encouragement is the best way to be leadership. And the reason for that is being able to help yourself to communicate with people. And that is why you have to understand that if you help people with communicational skills day in and day out, then you'll learn very quickly upon how to actually be with yourself. And you learn the art of self-love when you're able to communicate with yourself and other people. And that's why I understand that no matter what I do, I'm always learning how to be with you. I'm always learning how to go and dwell upon giving people ideas about my day and giving people my life story about what I do. Whereas now, because I have a nice and beautiful life story of my life, I understand every single day that's what you talk about inside of an audio program every single day. And that's why you guys need to understand to love yourselves daily, to enjoy yourselves, and to be able to just pronounce yourself much better. So now, since it's 6:32 in the morning, I want you guys to understand that my nice and beautiful communicational skills here is speaking for itself. And how is that possible? I understand it's because I understand something. I understand that I need to go and dwell upon something that's new. I need to go and upload some new photos. And because I need to upload some new photos, guys, I need to make sure that you guys have everything you deserve all the time, to be making sure that no matter what I do, that I give you the nice and beautiful notion all the time that I'm always lifting my communicational skills in daily life. Because if you're lifting your communicational skills, then you deserve better. I mean, every time. I mean, every single day you deserve better. I promise you from this point. It's much more how you need to give. And you need to be giving something of yourself daily. But what do you give? I mean, you need to be giving everything that you are in terms of life. I mean, you need to be giving your nice and beautiful attitude. Now, if you go giving your attitude today, unfortunately, then you deserve to understand that the attitude you give is everything. And those who can give a better attitude can also give a better way. I promise you, although, just make sure that you understand that it's much more about the better attitude of life than it is doing a poor way of life. So when we're looking for a nice and beautiful way, you must be able to understand now that since I understand communicational skills much better, I understand my voice is now much more. But I'm very fast in the notion of speaking to you, because I've learned some stuff about communicational skills and how to pronounce myself in front of you. Because I've spoke for the past 10 days, over 60 hours. And now, because my voice is nice and beautiful every single time I speak, the notion of being able to speak to you now in this kind of rate is fantastic. And it's something that I've always dreamt of. Because now I can speak finally the whole day. I can speak to you the whole day. I can be making sure that you guys understand what I mean. I realize now, since I'm understanding always, I want to be giving you guys as much content as possible daily, making sure you guys understand something. When I do some fashion photos now, I make sure to place them in folders. I place the photos. I place the photos I've already done into folders, and I move them away from other photos to be able to recognize which photo is which, and to be able to just set apart from everything in a better way that helps me to see exactly what to do. I realize now, since I'm actually understanding that I do a greater job now, I'm understanding now I just need to always keep it up, and I need to be able to see exactly what I need to do. So I feel that I need to just realize to just enjoy myself. I need to move it back. I need to move back a bit from the actual heater. So make sure that you're never getting too hot, and that way you never get sicker. Because anything that gets too hot raises the temperature, and you never want to be raising your temperature to get very hot, because the hotter you feel, the easier it is to get sick. And now doctors never tell you anything about sickness. All they really tell you when you go to them, when you may have a flu, is they say antibiotics. They say antibiotics. Why? That's all. They say it relieves cold and flu. That's all they say, yeah. And they're very stupid people. I see doctors are the most stupid people on the planet. And now, because I say that, apparently there is more stupid people than doctors. But I realize something. I realize you guys must understand that since I'm always understanding to give you guys the knowledge that you need, it's much more about giving people knowledge and being quick and fast and proactive to be able to get ahead of the game. And I understand that no matter what, that the government wants you to work a 9-to-5 job. But there's no excuses about leaving your legacy behind. You have to understand that. You guys have to understand that you need to go and be doing a lot of content to help people. Unfortunately, now, if you understand now that the nice and beautiful way of life of giving more content is so much more when you understand how to go and lift people. So what I do is I look for nice and beautiful new ways of life, and I make sure to delete content where something may be the same. So I make sure to understand that if there's a mistake or something, that I'll do better. I always want to be doing better and better and better. And why is that? Why do I want to be doing better and better and better? I realize because I do better and better and better, I understand now I can communicate better. I can actually look at you, I can actually feel you, I can actually do something to be with you, I can actually go and see how to recognize you, and I can always understand how to understand you. Because anybody who can understand you can understand life. I realize now, because I do that, and because I recognize the art of being able to see you and do you and love you, I realize it's more about how I feel. And because I feel that way, I recognize the art of love. And now the art of love says that if you go helping people, then you have everything. I have everything when I help you. And that's why I lift myself with you. I lift myself, I lift everything about you. I study you completely to make sure you have everything that you need to succeed. That's why I understand that I go and speak better and better and better, because that's how you need to be if you want to develop yourself. Now, because you understand how to develop yourself much better, the whole point of life is what? The whole point of life is being able to deliver better content in ways that helps you. Now, if you understand how to help yourself and other people, then you understand always to be developing yourself in ways that's helping you daily to succeed. That's it. If you can help yourself daily to succeed, now you have everything you ever need. But unfortunately, now, because I'm understanding that no matter what, the nice beautiful content here is erupting in a way that I'm doing better, but I need to be understanding much more. I'm always understanding I have to go and do better and better and better to succeed greater and greater and greater, to go through the content and to go and understand quickly to make sure that my nice beautiful content is doing much more. But because I'm doing much more about everything, that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is making sure that if you want to relax and you want to enjoy yourself, then make sure if you do that, then go ahead. I mean, go ahead and enjoy yourself. I mean, enjoy yourself in a way that you've never done before. I realize, although, just make sure make sure you're following the 10 Commandments of God. I realize now when I speak to people, I want to be speaking better and better and better to them. Because that's the way I feel that is the best kind of way for me to experience something that is new. I have to be new for you in a way that I've never been new for you before. So that's the way I feel, and I feel new in a way that it helps me to grow. But what exactly is helping me to grow today? What helps me grow is a new attitude. A new attitude of gratitude and being able to see you in a way that I feel you, in a way that I learn who you are. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean that I need to go and really, really lift you, regardless of what's going on, so that I can actually be a leader. And that's the whole point. The whole point is being a leader. So just keep honest with yourself, always. I mean, be an honest individual with yourself, always. I mean, if you understand how to be an honest individual with yourself, then it's the most easiest way to live. But those who never want to speak positively to you are the ones who are negative. So you be one who is positive. So do you understand how to talk to people? Because that's how you learn. I could say you learn quicker when you're able to just enjoy yourself. But because I understand something about life now, I understand that I have so much more to give about my life now than ever before. I understand now I want to just relax. I want to be able to make some music now. I feel greater. Make sure now I go and do my life much better in different ways. And I see the nice and beautiful way of life of different assumptions. And I understand now that my assumptions gets better only. I realize although that if you want to go and become much more about whatever you want to be, then the story of living a greater life is the best story on the planet. Approaching now, the best story on the planet is making sure that you're looking for a new idea. But I was just recently sleeping because I was feeling so fatigued. And I was trying to wake up, and I woke up to eat, and I went back to bed because I felt very, very in fatigue. So if you have these moments where you have to just sleep, I mean, go ahead. I mean, go sleep. But just understand something. I mean, understand how it is and how it feels to live your life to the fullest, and how you need to expose yourself regardless. And you need to be able to give people new ideas of what you're doing, because that way you're feeling yourself into much more empathy, and you feel nicer when you tell the truth as well. I mean, if you do something that is the 10 Commandments and you understand to, let's say, realize that, I mean, if you follow the 10 Commandments of God and you show people that it's that kind of idea, then there's no shame about that. But realize this, that if you masturbate, then you're following. You're still following the Ten Commandments of God if you masturbate. Do you guys understand? If you have sex every single day with somebody without having kids, and without having kids, you're still following the Ten Commandments of God. Do you understand? So that's the idea there. But make sure you understand that Jesus Christ does say sex after marriage is the best way of having an individual relationship with somebody. Because why is that? Why does he say sex after marriage? I understand that he says sex after marriage helps you to delay gratification. And gratification is something that most people chase today and are slaves to, let's say, pleasure. But when they're doing pleasure, they become very antisocial people because they believe they have pleasure and that's why they never need to talk to other people. But because that's the case, I realize something now. I realize I need to go and do better anyway. But as I do better, I feel I need to go and see what my mentors are doing. But because I understand I have so much more to do, I feel I'll let it be. I'll let it be now. Because I feel I need to go and do much greater anyway. But since I understand anyway that I have Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christ is all I ever need. So every single day, I'm looking for a new way of love. I'm looking for a new way of everything that's helping. So if you want to help yourself to succeed, then all you want to do is learn something. And you want to be learning the art of persuasion with yourself. And you want to be doing something that's great for yourself. Why is that? Why learn something great for yourself? Because if you learn something great that you are, then you understand straight away how to deliver content that is great. But what is great content? I understand great content is making sure you're talking better. I understand if you talk better and better and better, then you deserve better and better and better. But that's the approach. If you meet somebody today, if you just speak better to them, that's the gateway to the best eternity that you can ever imagine. Now, since I actually talk all day long, I want to understand that everything's getting better for me. And why is that? Because I'm talking better to you. And that's my gateway. Or else my gateway drug is making sure that you understand something about I. And that you understand how I speak with you. And because I speak in a better way to you all the time, I make sure always to deliver a better individual with you all the time. I realize now, since I'm understanding that I always do something better, I'm understanding that's the way I speak. I understand although that's the way you have to speak. And you have to be able to speak in front of people in a way that helps you to succeed. Because if you help yourself succeed, then you have a greater life, and that's it. For those who speak better and better and better can always look at somebody and have individual compassion for them, and that's it. For just be better with them, and that's it. For if you understand how to do that, then it's much more how I feel. I feel that you guys need to absorb yourself in a way that's helping you. If you absorb your nice and beautiful individuality to be able to pronounce yourself much better in front of people differently, then you deserve it. You deserve to understand that. Or else anybody who wants to have a greater life in front of people, regardless of what's happening, they need to go and do something that they've never done. You have to go do something you've never done before. And that way you have a better path. And the better path is understanding yourself to greatness. If you understand something about life right now, then understand how it feels to have greatness. To have greatness in your life is the best aspect of life. Which there's nothing better in life than to have a great attitude with yourself and other people. If you can do that, if you can understand how to do that daily, then you understand straight away that you deserve a better life for yourself always. So that's what I do all the time. I make sure that no matter what I do, I focus on loving you in a way that is a greater word type of thing. I make sure all the time that way I lift myself into the best ways of life. And because I understand either way that I'm much more mature now. And why is that? I understand it's because I speak more words. If you want to become more mature, then you have to speak more words. That's all. That's all you have to do. Just speak more words, and now you have a greater life. Now, every single time, just focus on understanding that I live myself completely, because I understand that the whole point of life for myself is to figure a better way. I realize although that the better way for myself is to show you something. I need to show you a greater way of life regardless. And because I understand that what I need to do daily is help you to grow in ways that's better for you. And that's it. That's all I do. And I make sure that you guys understand that. I make sure that you guys understand that when I help you, it's really that I'm helping you grow. But when I look at people now, and I look at seminars and people at my events, I make sure I speak better to them, and that's it. I speak a better way. I learn to speak with people better and better and better. But drug addicts never understand that. People who are negative never understand how to speak better and better and better to people. And that's why they're negative. That's why they lack communicational skills. That's why they lack money in their lives. That's why they remain poor. And why is that? Because I realize because they never want to go and improve their communicational skills with people. They never seek connection with other people. I done over 200 hours of public speaking in front of busking performances in front of people. To learn to communicate to people for 200 hours is a blessing. I realize that if you go and do that daily in front of people, then you focus upon understanding that it's much more how I'm following the 10 Commandments of God when I'm speaking to you like this. And there's no, let's say, shame about me talking to you, because I'm trying to help you. But if you try to help people, unfortunately, that's the best way to follow the 10 Commandments of God. Unfortunately, that's it. Unfortunately, those people who never follow the 10 Commandments of God are people who never try to help you at all. I realize all that, but negative people are the ones who never want to talk at all, and they're antisocial about everything. And that's why I have to be more social, because I make money when I'm social, but antisocial people never make money. It's difficult for them to make money. I appreciate that. Anybody who never speaks words today is the most difficult life. The more you can speak words to people, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more you have to understand to enjoy yourself in different ways. Because that's what you need. You need somebody in your life who can help you in different ways. That individual has to be you. You are the one that people have to understand. People have to understand you right now. So how can you help people to understand you? You can only do it through words. You can only be in front of people right now, creating events so people can see you. I realize now, if you're doing that, and you're by yourself doing it, Roshi, it's the best thing to create events on your own. It's the best aspect of life, that if you create events on your own, that you enjoy yourself. But for my nice and beautiful Instagram display photos, I want to be able to show you guys my eyes. Always show people your eyes first, because that way, guess what happens? You look very much more attractive if you show people your eyes at first. Look them in the eye straight away. That way I can trust you, right? I can trust you when I see your eyes. Whereas now, since I'm always developing myself now, I'm developing myself in ways I want to do better. 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 I mean, every single day, I want to do better. I mean, how do I do better? I do better with words. I go and pronounce my voice out there. I talk with you all day long. I record my day all day long. I go do something new that I've never done. I start my audio program in the morning. I never have to do physical writing anymore. But yes, I do as well. Or also that my physical writing now happens when I have to write a list down or some point forms down. And this time, I realize the thing is that this audiobook is just my daily life. I make audiobooks from my daily life. And I'll show you quickly how I plan my life and how I succeed in my daily life. I promise you that many people never want to leave their legacy behind. I mean, I understand that. I promise you many people never have courage to even talk to you. I realize that I have a lot of courage to be able to talk to you. I have so much more empathy in what I say daily. I'm always looking for a better way. I'm always looking to help you. I mean, you need those people around. I mean, you need to be able to study yourself indifferently. I mean, you need to be able to get ahead of the crowd regardless of what you're doing. But if you're doing that, or else if you're doing that, then make sure you understand my throat today is less sick than before now. I'm feeling greater with my throat. Now, because I feel greater always, I make sure you understand something very quickly. I mean, make sure you're just delivering nice and beautiful attitude. I mean, deliver a nice and beautiful attitude and you deserve it. I mean, you deserve to go and really, really pronounce yourself better and better and better. I understand John C. Maxwell's father did pass away recently. I understand he's watching me too. I understand although that I understand John C. Maxwell is my mentor too. But I feel that you must understand that you have to go and see John C. Maxwell because he teaches you a lot also about Jesus Christ. And now since I'm understanding all the time, now I focus upon understanding that I have to go and grow myself. But because I grow myself in different ways, I focus upon understanding, I thank you. I say I thank you to John C. Maxwell's father. I understand all that what's amazing is just focus upon understanding that I speak to eternal souls. I speak to anybody who's already gone from this world. I speak to them. I speak to them because I understand there is eternity. I understand there is Jesus Christ. Approach the story of the Bible is real. Approach it's never fake. I mean, look at all the pages that's written about the story of Jesus Christ. I mean, that's all real. I mean, that's the most realist aspect of life. Is when you can write something down and it can be true. I mean, understand? I mean, the true life is the best life. And if you want to do something great, then I understand. I have no shame for talking to you. But the thing is, I feel that I need to do better regardless. And I feel now in Sydney, I feel people are miserable. I feel they're becoming nothing. I feel they are losing in life. And I can see it. But I'm never losing. I'm never losing anything. I'm only gaining my words. And if you can gain words today, then you can be whatever you want to be in life. But that's the whole point. And the whole point is learn something you never learned before. I mean, the whole point is be something you've never been before. I always say, just follow the 10 Commandments of God. Because that way, you are safe to do what you want. I mean, be safer and safer and safer. I mean, find yourself safer. I mean, find yourself in safer places daily. I mean, find yourself in better regards to what you want. I mean, find yourself to help yourself. I mean, do something that you've never done before. I mean, that's the whole point of communication. I mean, communication is a skill. And communication is, do audio programs. Communication is a skill of, do your audio programs in a way that you're moving ahead of the game with Instagram content, in terms of uploading your Instagram photos and uploading content online is the best time to do audio content. And doing audio content while you do music production is the best way to move forward. And doing audio content while you're walking about, and also while you're driving, and while you're on transport as well, is the best way to move forward. I mean, to do your video work, I mean, just ever do, only ever do video work when you're doing your motivational videos, such as videos that are short in between, but something longer, and then you're focusing on doing how-to videos indoors or outdoors somewhere, or doing live seminars somewhere, such as a public speaking event, like a busking performance, or something in front of people as well. I mean, always record that. I mean, be recording yourself in terms of what you're doing. I mean, if you do that, then you deserve success. And anybody who deserves success today is the people in the planet who absorb what they have around them and they utilize it in a way that helps them grow. Unfortunately, if you understand to grow yourself like this always, and to have a nice and beautiful life for yourself always, then nothing's stopping you from success, because you are somebody who understands something. I mean, you are somebody who understands how to be great. So what you do is realize that you just go and rename a file. I mean, rename it something different. Whereas now, if you understand always that I know my word I only, I never lose. I never lose when I know my word I only. But what is the word I? I is everything. I is the I love you. I is the word of God. I mean, if you understand I is the word of God, then that is who you are. I mean, you are the word I. I mean, what kind of word are you in the dictionary? I mean, you must be the word I. I mean, everything is the word I. I'm I. I'm just the word I. I just love I. I love everything that's I. I see everything is I. Or that's how you have to speak. And you have to speak differently, always. I mean, you must understand that since I have better communicational skills than other people, I can see how people are looking at me in a sexual way, because they're lacking communicational words to give me, so they want to have sex with me. And because they want to have sex with me, I feel great about that. I realize although that now it's much more about better words. I mean, it's much more about having yourself a better deal in the planet. If you can have a better deal in the planet, and you can succeed, and you can feel yourself growing, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than you being able to enjoy yourself. I mean, be just an inspiration, regardless of what people think of you. I mean, try to do better and better and better, regardless of what people think of you. Eventually they say, wow. I mean, they say, what an inspiration. I mean, in the sense that way, you're never waiting for them to call you an inspiration, but you just be an inspiration. I mean, you just, every single day, step up to be an inspiration. And eventually people say, people say and will say, and they do say that you are an inspiration. But that's what you need to do all the time. And I understand John C. Maxwell, and I understand how I speak, but I speak differently. I speak differently always to everybody else. And why is that? I mean, why do I speak differently to you and everybody else? Because I'm unique. I'm something different. I'm doing something different in my life. But because I do something different in my life, I focus upon understanding that I need to go see much more information regardless. So what I do is I go and read something. I can go and read now something about life. Because what is it to read about life? I read with my mentors about what's going on. I focus upon helping you grow. I focus upon understanding something that helps me succeed. And I succeed in different ways that is done in a way that you learn from what you're doing. So as I talk to you, I find new information as well. I find new information to read upon my nice and beautiful way of life. So as I talk, I shall also read. Because I feel I have better habits. And now, because I have better habits, I want to multitask in a way that I get ahead of my mentors and what they're doing daily. And also, while I read all day long, I want to speak to you also. And that way, I'm never losing anything. I'm never losing my way of life. But the first thing I do is I go to Robert Kiyosaki and I go and see what they're doing. And now, since I understand that Perth over here, I see them in lockdowns. I understand either way. But what's important is understand that no matter what, if you're really learning something about life, then you must understand always to focus upon the nice and beautiful way of life over here. Whereas now, just always focus upon helping yourself to enjoy yourself and focus upon understanding that you need to grow. And if you grow, then you shall succeed daily to enjoy yourself and other people, and to focus upon loving yourself differently. And then understand that no matter what, I love everything. What I do is I go Robert Kiyosaki. Because why Robert Kiyosaki? Because he gets the best information in the world about different aspects of life quickly. And he can teach you quickly about what's going on with finances around the world. And he's always on top of it. I mean, he's always on top of this. Because you have to be on top of life if you want to succeed. Whereas now, because I do that, always understanding anyway, I understand quickly how I need to go and do greater. And since I do greater, I understand that Robert Kiyosaki has one video. And now, anyway, I realize I just go and read that. Because what I read first is the imagery behind the words and behind the video. I see the imagery of how the actual video is being able to help itself to do greater. So I'm always understanding that the topic here is the War of the Financial Worlds with Kim Kiyosaki and Naomi Prince. I realize either way, what's amazing for me is I focus upon understanding that I always need to be delivering. I need to be always delivering a new kind of content. So what I do is I focus upon understanding that since you have to go and really grow yourself, go and really understand it's much more about communication with other people, and also seeing how other people communicate and then taking notes as well. So if you want to understand everything about life, you focus upon understanding how you feel. And if you feel every single day, then you focus upon understanding that it's more about how you feel daily with yourself and other people. But focus on yourself. Focus on what you're doing and focus upon what you're saying always. Or else now, because I do that, I focus upon loving you in a way that is helping me grow. So I learn very quickly about the world around me and what's happening around the world. So I can let it be. So what I want to do is letting it be in a way that is helping me grow. Or else now, because I do something that is helping me grow, I focus on doing something that is just different. I need to be doing different aspects of life with you to be making sure that I love my life. And because I love my life differently, I'm always learning what people are actually saying and why they're saying it. I understand that's why I'm speaking greater and greater, because that's what you need. But that's everything I'm approaching. That's more eternal life than sex and pleasure only. So words is sex and pleasure. Stick to the words of life and then you understand life itself. Every single day, just be understanding that what you do daily is understanding a greater way of life for yourself and other people. It's the best way to understand how to go forward and what you're doing, and then you're focusing on making sure you talk over other people, and that way you never ever offend yourself. But if other people are always talking over you, then guess what? You have to talk over them to be able to be better and to do better always. But I learned something about traveling around the world, and because I learned to be able to go and help myself to succeed with words, first, it's the best kind of aspect of life where you can understand what you need to do daily to succeed. And because you understand how to succeed better, then you focus on loving yourself in a way that helps you to grow. And that's it. I focus on making sure now that I'm always learning very quickly upon what's happening in terms of whatever it is. And then I focus upon understanding it's much more about reading, regardless of what's happening around the world. And you need to be, you need to be reading Jesus Christ daily. If you want to read extra, go read extra as well. I agree with that. Jesus Christ agrees for you to read extra as well. That's how you understand that. If you read people's stories and stuff like that, why not? It's the whole point of life to read people's stories and to see how they succeed every single day. And then just understand every single day that you must go and focus upon how it is. And if you understand every single day to just talk better, then you understand always how to actually be better in what you're doing. But the whole point is understand what you need to do to succeed daily with people, and then you can always go and grow yourself. But I'm always placing 10 folders into a nice and beautiful phone to always be able to do that, because then I go and upload it into Instagram separately in 10 folders, because 10 folders have 10 photos in it, and nice and beautiful Instagram stories can only upload 10 photos at a time. So I upload 100 photos per day into my Instagram stories. And why 100 photos? Because that's the max. I mean, that's the max you can upload. And I just max it out. I max my nice and beautiful content on Instagram daily. I continue to upload people. Or as Kim Kiyosaki is somebody I want to add into my greatness list also. Of course, now, since I understand that, I go and really do greater. And I just continue. I'll continue to enjoy. I'll continue to do greater. I say Kim Kiyosaki. Alright, now because I understand always to enjoy my life, I enjoy my life differently, in different ways. And I see how to just enjoy different aspects of life to focus upon love for myself. Because if somebody has your last name, so let's say your wife or your husband has your last name because you you are people who go into marriage together, but everybody's people in terms of the word I, then guess what, if they are willing to have your last name in marriage, then they are showing you that they love you in that kind of regard. So what you do every single day is help the economy to succeed and use other people's words to help your words to succeed. So make sure always to be able to enjoy yourself and be able to see what people are doing always in what you're regarding them to do. So it's more how you need to go and see exactly to be loving your life in what you're doing, but focus more on what you're saying in words than what they're saying. I mean, because it's much more about your words with Jesus Christ than anything else. I mean, be able to just focus on understanding how you are just developing yourself while you're reading. So as you read, you are succeeding, but I hear everything. And as I hear, I can see straight away what's going on with new ideas and new content around the world. But I feel that I understand straight away how to let it be. I let it be by ear, but I'm understanding now I want to produce music much more. I'm understanding the music producers out there are beginning to help they're beginning to help each other to succeed. Now, because they are understanding that it's still the coronavirus, but they're making events much more now. And they're in the area somewhere. So I'm actually always understanding now that I need to be quick about doing these events quickly. And I need to go and get my DJ deck as well. And either way, I promise you, everything comes together very quickly. But I need to go promote myself today. I need to go today to promote myself. And it's because I understand anyway that the important matter is I realize something. I realize that the more you promote yourself, the better. And that's it. I promise you now, always be focusing on yourself in a way that is helping you grow. I promise you, if you could do that, I promise you, it's much more how I need to go change my address also. And because I changed my address, I always have much more time to be here as well. So I focus on doing something new. I do something new in a way that's helping me. And when I help myself to succeed, I deliver contents always in different ways. And I focus on making sure I'm always giving the truth regardless of what's going on. But I'm always ahead of the crowd. I'm ahead of the crowd in ways that's helping me to enjoy it. But if you just read, and if you just read all day long without speaking words to people, then you are losing. I mean, never be losing. But what you do to never lose is to give people more words than you read. I mean, give people more words is what we're talking about. I mean, just go and understand how to do that daily. I mean, it's more about the words you give than it is what you read out there. I mean, every single day I'm learning very quickly that what I want to do is I focus upon understanding how people are talking with each other. And I mean, that's how I see life. First, if you read how people are doing their content, first they give you ideas, but they're talking. I mean, they're trying to talk to each other. And because they're trying to talk to each other, I mean, go and see how they're talking to each other is everything. I mean, that's the most positive information. So that way you understand that if people can correlate to talk to each other with words, well, actually that's the most professional way to understand life. But you have to be able to study yourself in ways that is helping you grow. So focus on just being yourself in what you're doing and love yourself daily. I mean, be able to understand why you do what you do. But because you are willing to do that, then or else you are then ahead of the crowd. And I realize I just know my word I only. But that's why I see always in a way that is helping me grow. And because that really is, or else because I realize and really understand something, that you must be able to compliment people in a way that is positive. I realize now, always be able to go and grow yourself in different ways to make sure that you are somebody who understands life. I mean, that's why I'm a life coach, because I am somebody who understands life to some degree. So I focus upon just uploading as much as I can into my Instagram to showcase something. I showcase it for free. And why for free? Because when you do it for free and when you showcase something for free, then what happens is people start to see exactly what you are and what you're doing. People want to see you, and they give you money because you've done an Instagram that looks great, and they start giving you money because you have more YouTube videos than them. And that's it. That's why I have YouTube accounts and Instagram accounts, and I only have one YouTube account. But that's why I understand now I'm way ahead of what I'm doing. I'm way ahead of what I'm doing. So I'm always understanding that what I do, or I'm always understanding what I do. I'm always understanding now to stay away from most of the people out there, but to have somebody in my life that helps me, that is more. That's how I understand. That's the words that I speak. Now, that's why I'm understanding everything is in the words. All the pleasures you want is in the words. It's more about push yourself to be positive with people, and push yourself every single day to understand that what you want every single day is something new. So always listen to people's tones and how they speak with tones. And then any kind of information that you may hear, that is 7% of the information in terms of words, is different. So every single day you can see straight away their communicational signals in the words and the nice and beautiful way of life. So what you need to realize all the time is we're learning quickly upon how people are treating each other. So the whole point is understanding that if you are willing to enjoy yourself and you're willing to help yourself grow in different ways, then you must understand that's the whole point. Alright, so the whole point is making sure that you can see what's happening. I mean, you can see always that you're learning very quickly upon helping yourself to succeed. So make sure always that you're doing something to help yourself grow. And I feel that no matter what, I can let it be. And I let it be. And I focus upon understanding that if you want to do something to upload a new video or something like that, then upload new videos online that you've never done before, so that people can always tell the difference. I mean, to be able to tell a difference is the best kind of way of life. So make sure you understand either way, that you're focusing on understanding that you need to go and grow yourself. So as you grow yourself, you shall succeed. You shall succeed differently. But show people much more about yourself and your life and what you are. And that's all you do. But this time around, understand that no matter what, that since you go that way, go the way of helping yourself to have more friends. Have more friends in life. But have yourself a nice and beautiful time in the process of understanding that if you go blocking people online, then guess what? Approach is because you never need them in life. And that's it. Approach now, if you're that kind of individual, then understand either way that what you want to do is going to help yourself to succeed. And if you help yourself succeed, then go and ask yourself, do you need to give an event over there? I realize now for myself, no. I realize that all the time I make sure always that I need to go and do an event as many places as I can. But it's something that can be, it's something that always can be the way for you if you realize. Alright, now anyway, just make sure that no matter what you do, that you are successful in what you want. Or if you're successful in what you want, then realize always that it's much more about the words. So communicate the words to people. But that's why I'm understanding no matter what I do, that I just let it be. I move on. I have plenty of places always to be able to go and do my content. But what you want out of life is to succeed. So every single day, just understand yourself and other people and understand what's going on always. So the whole point is understanding that no matter what you want out of life is to succeed differently. So succeeding differently is what you do. And that's the only way to succeed in your life. So focus on understanding every single day that you want to have that nice and beautiful life for yourself. But when you see people dancing and they're doing that nice and beautiful remedies or whatever they're doing, they're focusing always in different ways. So make sure always that you go and dwell upon something that's new. And that's how you always go and enjoy yourself and what you're doing. So every single day we're focusing on making sure that we're learning much quicker about life itself. So no matter what you're doing is just focus on making sure that you're nice and beautiful every single day to do your life. Do life differently. And I feel now that I have so much more to do every single day. So what I need to do always is different aspects of life. So when I do that, I realize that you must go and really, really perform in a way that's helping you to have your facial expressions on video so people can see your facial expressions is the way you enjoy yourself very quickly. So that's how you actually understand that no matter what you do, you're just making sure that you're learning very quickly upon what's happening. So if you really, really want to actually understand something, then go and understand how it is to have the information of the world much more than seeing other people dance. Because what you have to realize is the nice and beautiful way of understanding different information is much better for you. Because that's the way you have to understand that it's much more about words with those people than it is anything else. But understand all the time that if you realize something about life, then it's much more enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself quickly. But all the time understand that every single day you focus upon life, that you're looking for better ways of dealing with life in different ways. And you understand that no matter what, you can see straight away how you always see attraction straight away. And if you see attraction straight away with people, then it's because you can see the delivery over here. You can see straight away that you always enjoy something very quickly. And then either way, you're enjoying yourself. And as you enjoy yourself, you shall succeed because you have more to dwell upon. And because you have more to dwell upon, I promise you there's many aspects of life that you have to grow. And what you grow is the nice and beautiful life of yours. And that's what you need to do. You need to be able to succeed in different ways always. So look at your nice and beautiful life and see, are they attractive and do you need them in your life? Whereas now, many women want to go and dress up and look sexy, and they never want to go do more words in other ways in terms of have a great legacy. They say, whereas they want to look sexy, but they never want to have a great legacy though. Although you must understand, if you have a great legacy, it's much more important than looking sexier. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Plenty of sexy women out there. Plenty of sexy women. Come and check out my Danny's Women's Fantasies, man. Plenty of women who are sexy, man. But Oprah Winfrey is much more greater than all of them. Why? Because she gives more words. I promise you, more people will understand Oprah Winfrey, and more people respect and love Oprah Winfrey. And now, you must understand, I love everything equally, and you must love everything equally, but because Oprah Winfrey has more words to give, then she's much more sexier to the world, because she's helping people with words. But the sexy woman you see on my profile, promise you, they're little to none. They're little to none, I promise you. And they're people who just looking sexier, but they never want to help you with words. Promise you, those women that I find in fantasy of Danny's Women Fantasies, promise you, they never want to help you with words, I promise you. And that's why they're very unattractive. With words, I promise you, with words, they're unattractive, I promise you. And why is that? Because I'm attractive, but it's more how you can see the differences between Oprah Winfrey's words and their words. I promise you, Oprah Winfrey has more words than them. But I have the most words on the planet. That's why I'm attractive, regardless of how I look. I'm learning very quickly that most women out there are just women who want to look sexy, and half of them are looking ugly. Understand? But I'm never ugly. I'm just understanding that they're never looking as sexy as other women. I mean, so I mean, half of those women that are looking great are never looking as great as other women, and half of those who are never looking as great as other women are never even looking as great as these ones that are never even looking as great as these sexier ones. I mean, understand? I mean, why is that? Because the words. I mean, it's because of the words. But there's nothing else. But Danish women's fantasies, these women are higher class around words of looking great, but they're women who, let's say, never want to be really greater than themselves. But they're so afraid to speak on YouTube and to speak in life. So they go with any kind of man that has some money around. And they go for men that have money. I mean, that's it. And that's all they get. I mean, that's what they attract in life. But I attract a greater life, regardless. I have all the money, I have all the nice and beautiful skills, I have greater aspects of life than those people that they go with. And then I just enjoy it. Or as anybody who follows me around understands how to be like Danny Milivojevic. Or as either way, I approach it now. The thing is about me, I realize straight away how I feel about what I do. But I focus on understanding that since I'm always learning very quickly upon life, I'm successful. I'm successful with what I do. And I'm always uploading content that helps me grow because that's how I feel. I feel different. I feel different always. And I'm uploading content when I have to, and I make sure no matter what that I realize that my nice and beautiful way of life happens. So I just do greater. I do greater in my life. I do greater with what I do. But I feel that I need to go and just help myself to succeed in different ways. And that's how I understand either way that I learn very quickly upon what I do. So everything's nice and equal for myself. So what I want to do now is my nice and beautiful way of life over here. So let's go with the mentors. I said the mentors will help you much more with words. So alright, so I'll go where the words are first. I value much more words than anything else. But images is words. Actually, images alone is words. But what helps you more? Or do my mentors help you more, or does Mother Nature help you more? Or actually, my mentors will help you more. Alright, now I'll go where the mentors are, because that way I understand either way that you guys deserve much more greatness. So what I want to do always, I want to make sure that you guys deserve to enjoy. So I want to make sure that either way, that as I promote people, I promote different people in different labels of different life ways, and I make sure that you guys understand straight away how I succeed. So as I succeed, I feel that there's so many people to promote daily, and that's why I'm always looking for new ways of life and looking for new ways of promoting people. I'm understanding every single time that what I want to do is learn something different always, and that's just how I feel. I feel different. I feel a nice and beautiful way of life always with people I promote, because what you need to do is succeed differently, and then you need to make sure always I'm promoting always much more than yesterday. I'm always promoting people who are greatness to me, and I'm not saying that I want to also promote my beautiful neighbor as well. So that way I understand either way. I focus upon making sure that you guys just understand that anybody who helps you every single day to succeed is somebody who loves you. So make sure all the time that you are learning very quickly upon what's going on. So if you learn what's going on about your life daily, then you deserve a nice and beautiful way of life. And that's it. Rush now every single day, learn to see are the beautiful people of your life, are they still alive, or what's happening with them every single day, and learn to go and see how they feel and how you feel about them. So if you want to understand anything about people or bands or anything like that, then make sure you go and see every single day how to promote different bands and different people all the time. To succeed in different ways is the best way. I see Andre the Giant as well and Alpha Vile people. And now Andre the Giant is a wrestler. Andre the Giant is a wrestler. You have to go and see, and he's the biggest wrestler you ever see. He's the biggest. He's the tallest one. Andre the Giant is the tallest wrestler, and he's also the biggest one. Understand? Approach now. That's why he is somebody who has that kind of reputation. So go and see Andre the Giant wrestler, and that way you understand every single day what you need to do is study upon people and why they are successful and how they are successful. But Andre the Giant is the most tallest wrestler and also the biggest wrestler and the biggest high performer in the wrestling ring ever that you've ever seen before. Until this day, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's the highest performer. And now the Big Show is shorter and has less, let's say, height than Andre the Giant. And you must understand that. Whereas now, if you realize how to really perform yourself into greatness, then you understand always that thank you very much. I see Andre the Giant is saying thank you. Say Andre the Giant. And now if you just focus on helping yourself to succeed daily, then you're focusing always on making sure that you are successful in different ways. And you're making sure that you're always promoting people who are greatness in something. You know, I mean, you understand? Because that way you understand you promote the greater ones first. You understand? And that way you focus on understanding that you always have that beautiful way of life. And the beautiful way of life that you have is the notion of being able to help yourself to succeed. And then guess what happens? I mean, make sure always that you learn very quickly upon how you succeed differently than other people. And then you deserve to have more than them because you're willing to do more. And because you're willing to do more every single day, then you can see exactly how people are, and you can see how people also promote themselves. So Alpha Vile is also a rock band, and they're just a band of people who have that song, Forever Young, I want to be forever young. I mean, they're very great, and I understand that. So every single day you must understand that since I promote bands as well, or is that band of people, it can be 3 people of a band. So Motorhead and AC/DC and also Alpha Vile all have 3 people in their band. Whereas now, because I understand now, to promote more of what I need in life, I focus on making sure that I go and just love my life in different ways to succeed. Because when I love my life to succeed differently, I make sure I always have that nice and beautiful empathy toward showing people different aspects of life in different ways to make sure that people can see what's going on. So I'll go promote Maradona as well. So Maradona is somebody of a soccer player, and he plays the best left wing that you've ever seen. Now he plays right and left wing in terms of life, and right and left flank or wing in terms of right or left wing or flank is an individual who can play on the right or left side in terms of the midfield, and that's an attacking position and defending position as well, and they just go up and down and up and down and up and down. And because of that, I understand Maradona deserves an applause because he has the nice and beautiful attitude of being able to run and run and run. I mean, in a sense, so what you need to do all the time is focus on helping yourself to succeed differently always, to be able to go and dwell upon living life to the greatest ability that you can so that you succeed in different ways. I realize that every single time you succeed in different ways, you're always looking and searching for that photo that can help you. But if you always go and deliver content, then you have that nice and beautiful way of life always to go and see whatever it is that helps you grow. I mean, in a sense, so help people grow and help people to see people in a different way. I mean, every single day, just promote yourself into freedom daily, and that way you have more. I mean, always have more for yourself, always, and being able to love yourself is what I mean. So if you understand always to go and see much more of life, and then you have much more always about what you need. So I always promote people, and I make sure always to go and see something about life. So there's also Cantona, and Cantona is somebody also as a soccer player. And I need to promote them as well. So I need to promote him. I see Cantona. Now I realize his name may be Eric Cantona, but let's have a look. I want to just promote Maradona first. And as I succeed, I shall find a nice and beautiful way to see Maradona's full name. I want to see his full name. And now I understand everybody calls him Maradona, but he has a first name. And I understand that if you realize something about life, then focus on making sure that you are always developing that nice and beautiful attitude all the time and love your life.